Hi, Sergey here. Just getting ready for my first shoot, and I got up at 6 o'clock. I'm in Cambridge, Ontario, and the sunrise was at 6:30. And I checked out the forecast. It was supposed to be sunny, but it's still very cold, even though it's the end of April here, 2017. And I got up in the morning, and there's lots of clouds. See, now it's 8 o'clock. Okay, I start seeing the blue sky, but look over here. Now in my lens is it's a 5.6 lens, right? So it's not very doesn't let in too much light. Sorry, I always wonder, why do they make dashes all like this, you know, in a car? Why it cannot be just straight surface? Anyway, and so yesterday I got this 200 to 500 millimeter Nikkor lens. I love it so far. I'm using it on a crop sensor body Nikon D7200. So I switched from a full frame to get some extra reach. And yesterday I downloaded the book by Steve Perry. Love watching his YouTube videos. Steve Perry, P-E-R-R-Y. His website is backcountrygallery.com. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of over processed, you know, photoshopped pictures. Lots of these landscape pictures are like, you know, super saturated. I try to keep it. I like vibrant colors, but I just don't like when it looks so artificial. But his wildlife photos are amazing, and he wrote the wildlife photography, kind of like a guide, tips for wildlife photographers. So it's like $12 US. And so because the weather is still bad, right, and my lens is only f5.6, and it's a crop sensor camera, which further reduces how much light the sensor gets, I have to wait till the sky clears up a little bit. But he said in his book that his best shots came from 60 minutes after sunrise and 60 minutes after sunset. Yeah, just basically 1 hour. He says, don't shoot in harsh light, but like there's no light at all, period. So I went to a coffee shop, and sorry for my look, I'm just trying to blend in with the wildlife, growing a beard. So I was making some notes. I left the camera because it's so huge with this lens. I left it in the car, and I went to the coffee shop, and I was reading on his tips, and just wanted to tell you guys what I think works for like first time wildlife photography session. Is first of all, I tried this before, but I never was I just didn't like the finger sticking in my eye, because my camera is small and it doesn't have that back button focusing like some bigger cameras do. So, but it does say that it's advantageous to have that, and so I'm switching to back button focusing. And on my 7200 Nikon, I just have to assign the AEL button. Where is it over here? It just takes one AF on. Okay, and now I have to change to O. And he says for this to work, you have to change your continuous to release, AFC to release, and focus tracking off. Okay, and then I have to change the focus mode to, so it's single point AFC. Maybe I'll try 9, just in case, to keep it easier to focus. Now one is okay. So AFC, and he recommends to overestimate the shutter speed. He says a lot of people, especially beginner wildlife photographers, that's one of the reasons you don't get sharp images, is because your shutter speed is too slow. Well, I found the trail. So I'm ready to rock and roll, but my lens is all dusty. Let's go find us some critters. I probably don't need this. All right. Let the fun begin. I got my heavy construction boots on, and I knew it would be chilly near the river because there's the river right there. So April, and I'm wearing my winter coat. Well, at least the sun is up and lots of the sky is blue. Wow, look at this. So we have the old bridge. I don't see anything in the water. We'll go this way. It's too bad there's no leaves yet, you know, but this is, you know, I've been living in this area quite a few years. This is the first time I'm here. Just the beginning of this video I was recording in the parking lot of a Walmart, and this conservation area is like 4 kilometers, I don't know, 3 miles just north of that. Well, I'd be hoping for something big, because I tried taking pictures of some small birds yesterday, and of course, even with this monstrous lens, it's not easy. So a bear would be ideal, but I doubt I'll run into a bear. But a moose would be good too, or even a bird like this. And it's too dark, and it's gone. See, that's the problem. Like, I'm looking at the image here, it's all, some of them are sharp, but it's too dark. Huh. Funny, I guess because of the water. The water in the back was and that's the trick with auto. Oh, there you go. Jeez. These birds are fast. By the time I have my zoom ring. Check my birds pics, and most of them were not sharp and too dark, so I tried exposure compensation. So basically small objects are very difficult to keep in focus, but it's amazing how after like 5 minutes in the woods you start paying attention, you know. Just wish this noise would stop coming, something from the factory. It's like an old factory, something is noise. But I did manage to get a couple of shots of a duck, and it looked pretty good. And also my camera, I'm just basically, you know, it's very useful, kind of like testing in real conditions. I got a sport, like my vibration reduction comes in two flavors, normal and sport. And the manual said that sport is for objects that move unpredictably, and that's all they do, like these small birds, you know, even like a bird sitting on the ground but it's moving its head, it's like 50 miles an hour, you know. So I might try that one. But this is a really good area. But all I see so far is small birds, and I did miss, there was something big, like I think it was a crane. It was hiding in the trees, and as I was walking, all of a sudden from the corner of my eye I see something big flying away, and by the time I scrambled closer it was too far, but huge wings. I think it was a crane, but very big, and it landed on that railroad bridge where I started, and that's the factory. An annoying sound is coming, but I'm really enjoying this, you know. It's like I can see this hobby growing. Growing on me. This, you know, this is so magical. Right inside the city limits. I like this one so much better than the other one I went to the other day with the first video where you saw the green log, because that one you have to pay $6 to enter, but this one has a much nicer, see, like small streams, the river. Except I don't see any animals. I cannot believe I never been here in this park. Well, the technical term is conservation area. And I tried spot metering, I tried center weighted metering, and I returned to matrix. That's what this guy Steve Perry says. He uses most of the time and just use exposure compensation, because it's easy on my camera, just 2 buttons. And I did switch to, so I'm using continuous focus, back button, this one over here, and just to make it more, give me a bit more chances at sharper images. I changed the focusing points to 9, dynamic 9. So if it cannot focus at the single point, at least it might pick up something. Because that small bird I was photographing, like, blurry. I checked my shutter speed, and I'm in manual mode, 1/1000th of a second, and I increased the aperture to 6.3. Just again improve the field. The depth of field. Okay, see, like, it's a tiny bird, and of course something like this you gotta use exposure compensation because it sits against the bright blue sky. One thing I am happy about is that I find this lens 2.4 kilos, right? I find that it's real easy to carry thanks to this piece over here. And also I'm glad that my camera is a crop sensor camera. If I had a full frame and all I could do was 500 millimeters, I know that's just useless unless you're in Africa shooting elephants, you know. So 750, that's like the minimum, you know. Even a small bird sitting 10 meters away, 30 feet, I find that I need to zoom out or zoom in to the max. So that's one tip I learned, and that's what a lot of people are saying online, is that like for a budget setup, something that works, got a crop sensor camera. Huh. I wonder if I can get that one. But you see how fast they're moving? Like, I still have a lid, I still have a cover in my lens. By the time I make up my mind, it's gone. But I noticed quite a few ducks flying around, and the trail ended over there. Now I'm on this bridge. There's no trail. I think it continues somewhere over there, but I found a small duck in there sitting in the grass, and it's sleeping. It did look my way for like half a second, but it's so, like, that's what I was saying. Like, one cool thing is that when you walk among the woods, like after 5-10 minutes you start noticing things. And I saw that one when I was on the bridge. I thought maybe it was just like a plastic figure, you know, like a hunters use, because it was so still. But I took a picture, and I think it came out pretty sharp, and it's a real duck. And after I took the picture, it went back to sleep. Now it's back, it's towards me, because the sun is right behind me. And right now I try to follow Steve Perry's techniques, but too much stuff to take care of during your first shoot with the lens. And so basically I'm just ended up shooting with a I see some big birds over there. Let's see if I can get to that area. Oh yeah, see, now it's in the water. All right. Let's see if I can. It's heading towards me. One thing I find is that all these critters, they're so scared of people. Like, it's the same duck I was shooting on the other side. Now it moved under the bridge, but now it's hiding. Yeah, okay. I'm just checking the back of the camera. Yeah, there he goes. Looks pretty sharp. So far I'm quite happy with this combo. This lens works well with this D7200. I see a nice colored bird, but it's blocked by branches. It's right there. No, this will not be a good shot. Maybe I can try. As soon as I pick up the camera, it turns. Sorry?
I said from far away, you look like you're shooting photo radar at me.
No, it's all.
I'm saying, I'm looking way down the road.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's a cop with a radar gun.
The guy thought I was a cop. Yeah, that's a couple of good images in here. And I'm using a +1 compensation. All right, so and the trail continues over here. That's where I came from, and it's all residential area here. So basically, yeah, you gotta cross the bridge, and then I found the trail over there again. And actually, that area I find is better because it's an open area over there. Over here everything is blocked by trees. But all in all, a very interesting experience, you know, walking in this conservation area in Cambridge, Ontario. You know, fresh air, relatively quiet. And I'm shooting with, by the way, with a GoPro Session. I think it's Session 5, that little cube. and it has image stabilization. We're shooting on 1080p at 30 frames per second. Yeah, I saw that thing. I thought it was an animal, and that's just a figure of dog. Plastic. All right, the plan now is get to that open water, the railroad bridge, and spend a few minutes there, because that's where I saw that I think it was a crane. Just saw an eagle over there above trees. So there's water here, and it went that way. You probably need like 2000mm lens. And there's a small bird over there, but I already know after walking around for 2 hours with this lens, a bird tiny like that sitting over there, it's probably, I don't know, 15 meters, you know, but it'll be tiny in the frame. I don't see it. Woodpecker. After a short respite, get some tea, some water, use the washroom, and now I'm back at a different area. Well, I mean, I'm back at shooting, but now it's really warm, so I had to shed my winter coat. And I forgot, I got the connector for the GoPro. I can hook it up in here, but like I have this little thing that goes in there, but I forgot the tripod mount that has to be connected to the bottom of my GoPro, and it looks like this. Tiny little camera, shoots very nice. Just 1 second. So I know I look ridiculous, but I don't care. People look at me like, what the heck is this guy doing? You know? But next time I'm gonna put it on top of the camera. Let's just see if I get any. Oh, pretty clean. I like these Nikon lids. You know, my previous lens was a Sigma. I had 24-105, and then I had just recently 17 to 50 millimeter. And the lids they put on the lens are no good. They all let the dirt and dust in. Okay, let's go check out what they have in here. Okay, camera on, vibration on. I have a monopod, but for now I wanna, so auto ISO, I get continuous shooting, okay, exposure 0, matrix metering. Okay. This area is usually very busy on weekends because this is a restaurant right on the water. surprised there's no cars in the parking lot. So usually this is where they have weddings. Like, you know, like a dinner reception. Okay, the sun is over here to my left. I see some seagulls. I probably should +1 compensation. Yeah, very far. Yeah, there was a bunch of geese flying over there, and I know it's always good to increase the aperture. When you have multiple objects, like 2 or 3 birds, to increase the depth of field. I think I had 6.3. Alright, let's go to the other side of that bridge, see what's happening in there. Yeah, I like this area over here. This is where they photograph weddings. Something. Yeah, I got that one. It sits at the bottom there. And there's 2 geese or ducks are swimming in there. One looks like a mom with a kid, with 2 kids. Ah, it's probably a family. So that's like a mother, 2 kids, and a father. Yeah, I see a small duckling is swimming against very near the wall. It's hard to see from here. Yeah, I was on that bridge over there. Saw a couple of eagles in the distance, but they were too far. Warmed up pretty good now. Just not too much wildlife over here. Probably time to wrap it up and pop the memory card in my computer and see what I got. And we'll resume when at least there's leaves on trees, right? Right now, look, still winter. but the spring is coming. Okay, here's some of the best shots I managed to get today.